Welcome to Grown Folk Talk with Patrice. It is so good to be here. Good to have you with me. So look, I turned 60 this year, 6-0. And my guests are in their 50s. So we, between us all, have experienced some relationships. Not relationships together, but we have experience with relationships. So let's meet my guests and find out how our expectations on relationships have changed or evolved. Let's find out the difference as we have gotten older. Find out what's important to us. So ladies, welcome.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for being here. I have in studio with me Loree Shield, who is the executive director of the Center Against Abuse, which she has run since 2008.
Yes, ma'am.
My goodness me, that's a lifetime of giving to your community.
Yes.
And Loree is also the mother of a 26-year-old daughter, Jazz, and has been married for almost 7 years already to her wonderful husband, Lloyd. And Loree says she has kissed and kicked many a frog along her journey and learned a great deal about relationships through her personal and professional life. Yes. Loree, welcome to you, my friend.
Thank you for having me,
Patrice. Oh, it's a pleasure. You are no stranger here, are you? Loree and I stay connected and stay involved, and I'm so grateful to you for always being willing to be there and have conversations, meaningful conversations. So thank you. And then we have Tina Laws, who is no stranger to Channel 82. Tina is a relationship and intimacy consultant.
Absolutely. Yes.
Relationship and intimacy consultant. I did not know such a thing existed until recently. And she is dedicated to supporting professional women in achieving career success without losing their marriages. You thought I was going to say minds, didn't you? Without losing their marriages. With over 15 years of expertise in relationship coaching for female leaders and couples, she has a master's degree in criminal justice, a bachelor's degree in psychology, and multiple certifications specifically in conflict resolution and domestic violence facilitation, and offers comprehensive guidance. Tina has been married to Sean for 23 years and takes pride in being a mother and a nana.
Absolutely.
Nanas don't look like they did back in the day. Tina, welcome to you, my friend. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
It is my pleasure. Yes. Absolutely my pleasure. So I'm thinking, there's a lot that we can talk about between the three of us, right? Yes. So as I said, we're going to talk about relationships over 50. So someone said to me when I told them I was doing the show, well, what difference does it make what age? It makes a huge difference because the nonsense we tolerated when we were in our 20s and 30s, I feel like we shouldn't be putting up with certain things.
No, not in my
at this
50s.
age. No, not in your 50s and my 60s, right? So let's talk about that, ladies. What are we doing differently? What doesn't matter now that did in your 30s? Loree, let's start with you. What does not matter now? And I will say this. I was talking to my young lady who does my makeup, and she's in her 20s. Shout out to Sasha. And she's always so willing to learn things. And she was like, yeah, that's going to be interesting. And I said, back in my day, when I was your age, we worried about the boy being cute. He had to be cute. When I was in my late teens, he had to have a pretty merby lad and a big afro and be cute and fine. Remember, he had to be fine, right?
Yes.
Okay. Once we're in our 30s, we still want them to be cute, but cute is relative, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So what doesn't matter now, Loree?
For me, you took it out of my mouth was that, that attraction where it's like, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's playing football. He's doing that. He's doing this. Or he's a fast talker.
Okay.
So a lot of times, smooth talker.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Has a gift for gab.
Yeah.
So I learned over the years that a gift for gab usually means ain't doing nothing else. But talking.
Just talking.
Just a lot of talk.
Right.
Hot air.
Mm-hmm. She said hot air.
Liabetes.
Okay. Liabetes. They have liabetes. Girl. And so I said the word smooth. So my husband has nicknamed himself Smooth.
But here's a different smooth.
Here's a different Smooth. Right. I have to say that. I introduced him to my friends and he said, they call me Smooth. was like, who's they? I said, this is the first time I'm heard of that. And from that day to this, my friends call him Smooth.
Yeah. He is the they.
He is the they.
He created the Smooth.
And the rest doesn't matter.
Exactly.
So, yes, but there is a difference.
Yes.
Right. So,
Exactly.
yeah. So, things change, our expectations and what we want
Yes.
change. What about you, Tina? What doesn't matter now that did in your 30s?
Other people's opinions.
I
What
love
other people say,
opinions.
think,
Yeah.
want, desire doesn't matter to me.
Especially as it
That's
pertains
what it
to
means.
your relationship.
Oh my goodness. And that's been for years. But what I will say is that that's most important now, right? Because
Yes.
as we're getting older, things change with us
Yes.
and our partners. But
Yes.
things change in every sphere of our lives. So
Right.
what other people think, want, and desire for us doesn't really matter or pertain to us because
Right.
they're not in our circle. So
Yes.
if I had to say what doesn't matter, other people.
Yeah.
I love it. So I said you ladies are in your 50s. You're comfortable with stopping there.
yeah,
Early 50s,
absolutely.
late 50s, mid 50s.
Mid-
Where are you?
50s,
Late 50s?
56.
Oh, 56.
Yes.
Okay.
52.
And 52. So we are 52, 56, and 60.
Oh, yeah.
So, we've learned some things over the years.
Absolutely.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
And it hurts my heart when I'm still talking to women who are still tolerating stuff.
Yeah.
That we
Yeah.
should have outgrown
Yeah.
by now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so then what does matter now? Then that matters more now than when you were in your 30s or 20s.
For me, that we are working together.
Yes.
That we are validating each other, that we are encouraging each other, that we are being truthful with each other, that we are being honest and open with each other. If we can't do that, if I don't have trust, if I can't talk to you and tell you exactly how I'm feeling and you receive it.
Yes. Yes.
And I receive it as well. And we say, okay, we're two from here.
Right.
How can we move forward? How can we do this differently to best serve us as a couple? Right. If we can't do that, then I don't have
Then
time.
what do we have?
We have nothing. I don't have that time.
And Tina, I'll get to you, but you said something that's huge for me, truth.
yeah.
I don't like people lying to me.
Yeah, don't play games.
Right. We have gone through that. Everybody has
Yes.
been in a relationship, I'm pretty
Yes.
sure, where people have lied to.
Yes. Yes.
It's when we raise our expectations, and the expectation is, I expect you to tell me the truth,
Yes.
and I especially if I'm giving you the truth,
Yes.
I don't want to lie to a person I love, and I don't want the person who says they love me to lie to me.
Because that's not love. I'm
It's
sorry.
not love.
That's not love.
Well, if we're lying, we're not loving,
Exactly.
and I don't want to have to try to remember the lie. I can't. My memory betrays me on a good day.
Nor do I have the energy.
Nor do I have the energy or the desire.
Oh,
I don't
yes.
want to hurt a person by lying
Exactly.
to them. If I love the person, I don't want to lie to them. I want to be truthful and honest. And I will always speak, whatever it is, good or bad. If I'm not sneaking around, even when it comes to buying shoes, I'm not sneaking the shoes
No
in the
time.
house.
No time for any of that.
No.
Because what for?
What do we do?
I'm grown.
Exactly.
I'm accountable for me.
Right. Absolutely. And that's it. So for me, truth and honesty is huge.
Yes.
In a relationship. Tina, what does matter now?
I would say emotional intimacy,
Okay.
emotional connection.
Okay.
And just laughter.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
when we're in our 30s, 40s, and we shouldn't be doing it in our 50s, which we're talking about some of the people that are unstable and unsettled in their 50s. But in our 50s, that line and all of that, we got rid of
Yes.
in our 40s and 30s and 20s.
Or we should have.
We should have most people
Right.
that are settled and connected and know who they are and what they want in relationships
Yes.
in their 50s. That's the last thing we're thinking about. And if somebody lies, well, good for them, because I don't even have time to think about whether you're lying or to check and all those things.
Yes, right.
But what I was saying, your 50s, what we're looking for is emotional connection, that intimacy, that genuine intimacy. And as we talked about earlier,
Emotional intimacy,
emotional
right?
intimacy and connection, where we can have that conversation where we can look at each other and know what's going on. The other day, I got in the car, and I'm a talkative person, right?
No,
and my
not
husband,
you.
not me. No, not me. And my husband's normally very calm.
Yes.
And I went directly, we got so far, and he said, "What's wrong?" And I said, nothing. He said, that's not you. That is
You were not
you.
talking, something
and he
was up.
said, I'm just looking at you, and I could tell something's
Wow.
up.
Yes.
And so for me, that's most important. In my
Yes.
20s and 30s, I was fighting, trying to explain, this is how I felt. This is how I feel. You're supposed to understand.
Yes.
At this stage of my life, I want to sit somewhere and sit there like this, sit there like this, sit there like this, and I want you to know what I'm feeling.
Yes. Or at
there's
least ask.
Exactly. And just know sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So that's very important to many of us in our 50s and up. We want to know that you have us, what connected,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And the other thing is laughter. Like, listen, I want to stay looking like I don't want to look like I have a 33-year-old son and a 27-year-old daughter and 2
Yes,
grandchildren.
right.
I want to look like this for as long as I can.
Right.
So with that comes a lot of laughter.
Yeah.
So there's not one day my husband and I don't laugh.
Yeah, we're
laugh,
not
laugh,
laughing.
laugh, belly
Right.
laugh.
Yes.
So for me,
That's right.
it's connecting on an emotional level and an intimate level and
Yes.
laughter.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
of course, we know the physical intimacy and all of
Right.
that's
Which
a
we'll
plus.
talk about. We'll talk about
That's
that.
a plus.
Right.
But overall, it's that connection.
Yeah. And so it's two-sided too, because, and I was telling the young lady do my makeup again, that, there was a time early in my relationship where my husband did something that got on my nerves and I would go quiet and he would say, so what's wrong? And I'll say nothing. So he would say, okay, so it rained hard today, innit? It was pouring and this and that. And I'm like, I'm mad at him. How come he just think that he could carry on a conversation? And I would say, I'm not talking to you. Like he doesn't have time for games.
Yes.
He said, what's wrong?
Yeah.
I said, nothing.
Nothing.
So he went on to talk about
Nothing.
the weather.
Mhm.
How old are we? No, this was, I don't even think we were married yet.
Yes.
We've been married almost 24 years. So it's been some time, right? But that was a lesson for me. If he says what's wrong, tell him.
Be honest, because he's obviously asked him because he wants to know.
He wants to know. He noticed that something was wrong, and he's right. Why should he have to play the game of, are you sure? How come you're quiet? What's going on? Did I do? No, he's not doing that. And sometimes I've had to say, Lee, I'm mad at you, And you say, oh,
Okay.
news to me, because you didn't tell me.
That's right.
So let's grow up and let's stop being silly.
Yes.
And if he's done something, or if we do something, let's have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
So the emotional intimacy is very, very important in nurturing relationships, in keeping them going, so that other stuff is falling apart.
Absolutely.
That you have that. Like for me, I know at the end of whatever happens during the day, when I turn in my yard, down my driveway into my yard, I know I'm good.
That's right.
I know I'm going to a
That's right.
space where I will
safe
be
space.
okay. It's
Yes.
my safe
Yeah.
space. It is where I can be who I am.
Yep.
It's where I can just talk about whatever the issue is without it being, oh, here we go again. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what I know we deserve at the very least, we deserve that.
Absolutely.
To go home to somebody who makes us feel safe.
Right. And that's what home is about.
Absolutely.
That safe space.
Yes.
Being at peace.
Home is not a house.
Yeah.
Right.
It's that peaceful space with the people that are in that home.
Yes, that's
And
right.
let's take it a step further. Even when we don't feel peaceful, sometimes we might just feel like not being bothered. Sometimes we might want you to say what's wrong.
Yes.
So on the flip side of what you said, we still want to feel that we can arouse our partner's attention. Right?
Oh, I was wondering where you were going with
I had to
that.
stop. I had to stop.
Where you were going. I was like, oh, wait, girl, already? Hold on a minute.
But we do sometimes. I had to stop and remember where we were. But
It's okay.
we do want to
Exactly, we're
arouse
grown.
our partner's attention, and
Right.
they ours.
Yeah, absolutely. Grown folk talk. You will be all right. You will be okay. Arouse their attention.
Absolutely.
I love that. We're going to
Let's
talk
pique
about
their attention.
I like it. I like the arouse
In a
word.
healthy
That's
way.
nice. In a healthy way. Oh,
Not with games.
Oh, we'll talk about
Okay.
that. All right, we're going to talk about that when we come back. I'm here already enjoying my conversation with Larice Shield and Tina Laws. We're talking about relationships over the age of 50 here on Grown Folk Talk with Patrice. We'll be right back.